B Marsh Boxing, what's going on, boxing heads and fight fans around the world? Artur Beterbiev and Oleksandr Gvozdyk, ESPN is trying to finalize this fight that happens sometime in the fall. This will be a unification between Oleksandr Gvozdyk, the WBC champion and the lineal champion of the light heavyweight division, versus Artur Beterbiev, who is the IBF champion. And he's also an Olympian too. You know, man, been in the Olympics twice. I remember he um, lost to Usyk, Alexander Usyk from the Ukraine in the Olympics. Then he turned pro. 14 and 0, 14 KOs. Ain't no man ever gone the distance with the man Beterbiev. Alexander Gvozdyk is 17 and 0 with 14 KOs. Great fight, unification, about freaking time. You know what I mean? All them champions, I believe, is from the Eastern European, Eastern Bloc. All them champions over there at light heavyweight. We got WBA, Bivol, IBF, Beterbiev, WBC, Vazik, WBO, Kovalev. You check it. So they need to make these fights happen. You know what I mean? These guys have been under the radar. There ain't really been no pressure on these guys making unification fights, and I'm glad that this is up on the horizon right now. You know, I last seen Beterbiev versus Kolodjero or Hot Radivoj. Man, his name's so hard to pronounce. Radivojich Kolodjero or something. Hot Rod got stopped. Great fight from the man Beterbiev. Beterbiev also fought Callum Johnson, man from the United Kingdom, and he got put down on the canvas. You know what I mean? I think this was after. Was it after Callum's? Yeah, after Callum Smith, I think, got off the canvas. Great fight. Beterbiev could have probably lost his title that night, and I think he's vulnerable. You know, I don't know too much about his whiskers. You know, the man has been in the game for a little while. Been seeing him on my TV for a long time now. PBC has been promoting this guy. He's now over there on Top Rank. We'll see what he's about, you know. But Alexander Gvozdyk I think he's younger than the man Beterbiev. You know what I mean? Gvozdyk last fight he fought the man Dudun Gumbu. Got didn't finish the fight. Think he messed up his knee or something, and the fight only went 5 rounds. Before that, Gvozdyk actually retired and put Adonis Stevenson in a coma. You know what I'm saying? For 3 weeks, Stevenson was in a coma. It was the longtime reigning champion at 175, and Gvozdyk went there and snatched the lineal and the WBC title from him. I heard a channel out there, and I'm not even gonna call out their name, but they were trying to say that Alexander Gvozdyk is not the lineal champion no more because Adonis Stevenson that got stripped from his Ring Magazine belt back in the day. Look, man, no disrespect to that channel, but that's wrong. The lineal and the Ring Magazine belt, you guys said it well on your channel. They coincide, yes, but the Ring Magazine also makes up their own rules as they go along, and they have stripped guys. There was a point in time the Ring Magazine gave Andre Ward the Ring Magazine title after he beat Kovalev in the second fight when there's already a lineal champion in Adonis Stevenson. So that's the kind of confusion the Ring Magazine brings in with this with that Ring Magazine belt, which is a prestigious belt, no question about it. But you also got to look at the politics behind what the Ring Magazine does. The same channel also said that Callum Smith is the lineal champion. He's not. There's no lineal champion at the 168 pounds. You know what I mean? There's a Ring Magazine champion, and that's what Callum Smith got when he beat George Groves. Ring Magazine. If you want to really be technical, the real lineal champion of 168 division should be any man that holds the IBF title, because the first fight ever sanctioned at 168 pounds came with the IBF sanctioning body, and I believe that was Ingchul Baek, man from South Korea. Okay, so that's where the lineage starts at 168 pounds, and that was IBF. So technically, Callum Smith, excuse me, Caleb Plant is the IBF champion. You check it. The same channel also tried to say Naoya Inoue is the bantamweight, 118-pound lineal champion. No, he's not. He got a Ring Magazine belt given to him when he beat Emmanuel Rodriguez. Personally, I don't think at that point there's any reason to even give this guy Naoya Inoue, who I'm a great fan of. I think is a top three, top four pound for pound talent. But I would think that they would make the Ring Magazine champion when he unifies his belt, IBF versus WBA champion. No need to donate. Then, and that'll actually be the winner of the World Boxing Super Series. Then I could see them handing over a Ring Magazine belt. But really and truly, there hasn't been a lineal champion at 118 pounds since like 1988. Don't get me lying to tell you who the last lineal champion was. I can't even remember right now. I'd have to look it up. But I know in the I'm sorry, the bantamweight division, there hasn't been a lineal champion since 1988. All right, Shinsuke Amanaka was a Ring Magazine champion, not lineal. So the lineal in the Ring Magazine, they don't know. No, that's what we're not gonna do. So the same channel tried to say that the man Gvozdyk is not the lineal champion anymore because he Adonis Stevenson that got stripped for his WBC title. That's what we're not gonna do, man. The man who beat the man. Gvozdyk beat the man who beat the man. He beat Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson beat Chad Dawson. Alright, so that's how it goes. B Marsh Boxing, man. Still giving you some of this news. Just had to clear that up one time. Gvozdyk is the lineal champion at 175 pounds. No question about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, Gvozdyk versus Beterbiev. You know what I mean? I'm glad that these two guys are trying to unify because personally, the kind of guys that the man in his first title defense versus Dudu Ngumbu that Alexander Gvozdyk fought, that wasn't really a good fight. And I would hate for these guys to be holding them belts hostage over there in Eastern Europe. Even though I'm pretty sure these guys are based in the States. Kovalev, I know, lives in the States. I'm not too sure where Beterbiev and Gvozdyk live. And who's the other guy? Bivol. They might live in Russia, you know what I mean? But they don't fight in Russia a whole lot. You see him on American TV in the United States, you know what I mean? So Beterbiev is a guy, you know what I mean? I think he could win the fight, apply pressure on the man, try to come forward and try to knock his opponent out, you know what I'm saying? Got to stay on top of the man Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk is a guy who's look like, obviously his power carries up late, you know what I mean? It's going to be a battle of who got the best stamina. Gvozdyk power carries up late. In the later rounds, he stopped Adonis Stevenson after almost getting knocked out his damn self in the 10th round. That showed a lot of intestinal fortitude, so gotta give that man some credit for standing on his feet. Of course, the ropes held him up, but I wasn't crying over spilt milk because in the second round, he had dropped Adonis Stevenson, and the referee didn't count it as a knockdown. You know what I mean? And I'm a fair guy. Adonis Stevenson, one of my favorite fighters, and I'm a fair guy. You know, I wasn't bitching about him not calling a knockdown because the ropes held Gvozdyk up in the 10th round. Very great fight, man. Go back and look at that fight. It was fought at a very good pace, But the man Artur better be. I'm sorry, Gvozdyk. I think he needs to outbox the man, use a lot of movement, and let them combinations go, especially in the later round when the man Artur better be. He probably might gas out because I thought Arthur Beterbiev ain't never been in no deep waters. He's 14-0 with 14 KOs. He ain't never gone 12. He's never seen a decision bell, you know what I mean? Or ever had a decision victory. You check it. So I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Hopefully the winner of this fight can shit, man, make these fights happen with Bivol and Kovalev, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, and in an ideal world, they should have the unification of that fight or undisputed fight. If let's say Kovalev and Bivol get it in, then they should have a unification fight for undisputed in Russia. Fuck it, do it. Put it on TV. We'll watch it. Boxing fans around the world. Be Marsh Boxing. Let me know what y'all think about this fight. It's about high time we had a unification at 175. We ain't had one since Kovalev versus Bernard Hopkins in November of 2015. So it'd be grand and ideal for these guys to get it in and make it happen, and so we could have clarity. This is my stance these days on boxing. If you ain't fucking unified, you just a title holder. I mean, it's not just been my stance now, but that's what I'm gonna be starting to call these guys, title holders. Bud Crawford, title holder. Thurman, title holder. Gvozdyk, title holder. Unless you're unified, then I'll call you a champion. Danny Roman, champion. We got about 5 unified champions in boxing. I believe Danny Roman, Canelo Alvarez, um, uh, um, Vasil Lomachenko. Who else? Um, I'm drawing a blank. J. Rock Williams. Um, and somebody else. Um, who else is a unified champion? I'm trying to think. I know we have 5 unified champions in boxing. Oh, sorry, Andy Ruiz. He has 3 belts. So that's 5 right there I've given you. Those guys are worthy of being called champions. Everybody else, you holding 1 belt. You ain't trying to hold 2. You ain't trying to be undisputed or unified. You just a motherfucking title holder. Straight up. What's good, AP? I see you in the chat. What's going on, son? AP's in the chat says B Marsh giving out historical facts. Nobody can do it better in these YouTube streets. Give thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Enough respect, man. Those words mean a lot. You know what I mean? I look at boxing from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? I still, kind of follow the blueprint of the old school. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, all we have is memories, and old school memories are beautiful. You know what I mean? Great fights. Like Pernell Whitaker passed. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching some Pernell Whitaker fights. You know what I'm saying? Watched him fight Greg Haugen, and it was amazing how he took the fight to Greg Haugen, who was a fucking tough dude from Alaska, tough man, winning tough man contests. This guy couldn't deal with Pernell Whitaker, getting hit to the body, getting folded up. It was crazy. Anthony Purvis says, I want to see this strap ASAP. I'm glad this strap is getting some shine. It was like people's giving him a pass focused on Spence Jr. versus Bud. Yeah, yeah, that's why these guys, they ain't been doing nothing. They ain't been doing nothing. They ain't been even calling each other out. 3 Russians and 1 Ukrainian, and nobody's clamoring for no unification with these guys. But then again, this is USA, Jack, and at the end of the day, those fights are not compelling to the American fight fan. Like, of course, Terrence Crawford versus Bud Errol Spence, or Anthony Joshua versus what's the guy's name? Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? These are and especially 4 Caucasians. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's boxing, and I want to see champions unify. And overall, I think they would make great fights. You know what I mean? The light heavyweight division has been a division's been mostly in the last few years. It's been a lot of foreigners holding these belts. You know what I mean? You check it from Adonis Stevenson holding that belt for a long time. Ward came and disrupted Kovalev's undefeated streak, but then Kovalev got his belts back. Alidia Alvarez has had a taste of light heavyweight, being a title holder. So, the division is a great division. Especially historically. You know what I mean? And it's about high time these guys unify. You know what I'm saying? And Beterbiev versus Gvozdyk is a step in the right direction, especially with Top Rank and the ESPN. So B Marsh Boxing, let me know what y'all think about these fights. I'm very interested in seeing these unifications from these Eastern European block fellas. And I'm gonna catch you on the next vid, alright? I'm gone. Big shout outs to AP. Peace.